Many years ago, I got invited to help MC some stuff at Joy's house.
Oh, I've heard of that place.
They've been around for a long time. They've been doing great work for a long time, too.
It's like an adult day center where caregivers can get a break.
Get a break from all of the care they give.
Right.
Someone else takes over for a while. And we're going to take you there right now.
Okay.
So you offer services here for adults who may need some extra care, like maybe how we take our children to a daycare, but this is for adults oriented, who you call guests even. So how does that work?
I always say that if we have a camera in front of our face, we won't compare adult day to childcare, but the reality is it's very similar. It helps people understand our setup. We're open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. until 6 p.m., and adults who are aging or living with some kind of a life-altering diagnosis come here during the day, and then they can go home and live with the people they love the most and sleep in their own beds and be a part of their family unit because we afford them the opportunity to stay as independent as possible. Long-term care is a great option for people. If they are at a point in their life when they need 24/7 care. And nowadays on long-term care campuses, like there might be the skilled nursing center, there might be assisted living, independent garden homes, there's they're campuses now. Not everyone is ready to move to one of those campuses. And it's if my husband had a diagnosis and needed care during the day, maybe he wasn't safe to be home alone, or maybe he needed the community, because that's just as important, I think, as safety a lot of the times. I could continue to go to work. I could continue to care for our children. And more importantly, I can be his wife instead of his 24/7 caregiver if I go to a place like Joy's house.
So tell us about some of your guests and what types of things you can help them do, not only physically, but socially, mentally, emotionally.
Our guests come with all kinds of diagnoses. So we see a lot of people who are living with Alzheimer's or related dementia, multiple sclerosis, Parkinson's, developmental disabilities, you name it. We've probably seen the diagnosis over the years. And most of the time they're living with somebody like a spouse or a parent or a child, maybe an adult child. And they come here during the day so that they can have community. For a lot of our folks, they could stay in their pajamas at home for 3 or 4 days straight and maybe not think twice about that. I think coming to a place like Joy's house allows someone a different kind of a purpose. They find their place. We're kind of like a Cheers. Everybody knows your name and knows where you need assistance, but also knows what you like and who you've been throughout your entire life, not just who you are today. We want to see the whole person.
And then also a stress release, I would imagine, as well, for the caregiver in their life. You offer programs for them as well?
We've created a care kit, which is a binder that people can keep all of their information in one place. I can't tell you how many times I've seen a caregiver come in and we ask them for a phone number and they're looking for the phone number in their pockets, or they say, I have the medication list, it's in my purse, but I think I left that in the car. I mean, we're scattered when we're caregiving. It's a lot to take on to really be in charge of facets of someone else's life. And so the binder itself helps people keep information in one place about their medical needs, about their allergies, about their doctor's appointments, but also the house and how to care for their entire family unit too.
So as part of your caregiver services, you also have a radio show?
We do. It's called Caregiver Crossing, and it airs every Saturday morning at 7 on WIBC.
So it's like a public care group or support group?
It is. We say that's great that you say that. We always say it's an on-air support service for people who are caregiving or those of us who one day will be, which is really all of us.
That's great. So you mentioned volunteers. What kinds of jobs or how can people help as a volunteer?
We have volunteers that come and help us in the garden. We've got beautiful gardens at both of our locations. We have volunteers that come in, and we had a church come in a few weeks ago and they cleaned the entire house top to bottom. That makes a big difference for us who would be doing that if we didn't have the help. But administrative support is what volunteers do, and then some really want to be with the guests, which is great. They can do activities, or they can do maybe a one-on-one with someone and just spend that quality time.
Tina, how can people get involved?
There are lots of ways to get involved. One of the reasons we can continue to exist is because not only is there need, but it's the kindness of the community and the generosity. And so we're always accepting donations. We're a not-for-profit organization. And whether that be just logging on to our website, joycehouse.org, and clicking on the donate page, or getting things off of our wish list. We need some of the oddest things. So we're not very glamorous. We need a lot of toilet paper and paper towels, but there are other things that we need in kind as well. And then we've got a gala every fall.
Well, you're certainly bringing joy to the community, and we thank you so much, Tina McIntosh, with Joy's House, and to help bring care for those who need a little extra help, as well as the people providing that care for them. I'm Cheryl Mathis with Boomer TV.